Hi everybody, again, welcome to our yoga program. My name's Jen and we're here to just relax and have fun. Let's stand. We're standing here in mountain pose. Our feet are connected right to the floor. Like I have tripods on my feet. I have a tripod underneath my big toe, one under my baby toe, and one under my heel on both feet. My toes are nice and loose, but my feet are connected right to the ground, so that's your foundation. Those are holding you up. I'm feeling energy coming up through my body, so I want to keep my body nice and soft. I want to try to open up my hips a little, but I'm not going to push my back here. Just relax and let your hips open naturally. Keep your shoulders over your hips over your knees over your ankles, and head, neck in line with the spine. Your chin is off your chest. We're going to start with some diaphragmatic breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. So what I'm trying to do here is blow up my belly like a big balloon. And then I'm going to exhale and empty. It's a good exercise for your abdominal muscles. And if you can't breathe like that, don't worry about it. Breathe the way you need to. Try to keep your shoulders underneath your ears, nice and relaxed. Take them down. We're not standing in attention. We're not scared. Just take it down, just relax. And if you can't do a pose, that's okay. Modify yourself, do what you need to do, or don't do it at all. You can have a seat. You can stand in, this is called mountain pose. Whatever you need to do. Grab a drink anytime you need. Take a little walk if you need to move around. We're going to start with some breaths and our warm-up. Deep breath in, reaching up. And I'm going to exhale as I take it down. I'm going to bend my knees slightly and take it up. And you can bring your head up and down if you'd like. You don't have to. Don't do anything that hurts. So if you want to watch my knees, they're coming up. Never passing your toes. Exhale right down. And again, we're going to start really warming up. Fill that belly up. And exhale, take it down. And I'm going to go one more time, just because I'm a little chilly and we don't want to be cold. We don't want to do this cold. So if you need to keep breathing and keep stretching up, that's fine. I'm going to start with a full body scan, starting with my neck. I'm going to take a deep breath in, bring my chin down to my chest, and I'm going to roll it to my right side. Your left, my right. I'm going to inhale, take my chin down, and exhale, rolling it over to your left. And inhale, take it down, exhale, rolling your chin to your right shoulder. And remember the breath. The breath is so important. Inhale as you look down, exhale as you move, relaxing all the neck muscles here. And inhale, look down, exhale, and move it to the right. And I'm going to hold it right here. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Now pretend you're driving in your car and you might need to look way in back of you. So that's the stretch I'm getting, is to try to bring my chin over, and I'm sitting in my car seat and I'm looking in back of me. Take a deep breath in, look down, exhale, rolling your chin to your left, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Deep breath in. And I'm going to exhale, looking over a little bit more, giving your neck a nice stretch. And again, enabling you to be able to sit in your seat and look in back of you. Inhale, look down. Exhale, rolling your chin to your chest. I'm going to take my chin closer to my chest, as close as I can for now. You have 7 vertebrae in the neck, holding that head up. Deep breath in. I'm going to exhale, look up at the sky and kiss the sky and work those facial muscles and your neck. And inhale and exhale, look down, bringing your chin a little bit closer. I'm not moving anything else here. And inhale, exhale, let's look up and kiss the sky. Deep breath in and exhale, let's look down, bringing your chin a little bit closer. And inhale, exhale, let's look up one more time, kiss that sky. Don't do anything that hurts, remember. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to bring my chin a little closer to that chest. You have your thyroid right there, so I'm going to take my hands up on top right here, and I'm going to push down just a little bit as I exhale. Let go. Inhale and exhale. Head, neck in line with the spine, chin off your chest. I'm gonna drop the right ear, the right shoulder, giving my neck a nice stretch here. I'm gonna take a deep breath in, and I'm gonna push that left palm, your left palm, down towards the floor. So the right ear is to the right shoulder. This ear is far away from that shoulder. Deep breath in, lift up, exhale, and push. This is a great stress reliever right here. Deep breath in. So if you're carrying stress with you, or all of a sudden you get mad, take a deep breath in. Push that palm down and exhale really slow and a lot. Left ear to left shoulder. And exhale, push. Head, neck in line with the spine, chin off your chest. I'm just gonna look to the right and then look to the left. So just remember, anytime if you're feeling dizzy, if you're in a room and you feel dizzy, just try to move your head back and forth, looking over your right and left shoulder, whatever you need to do. And that's just gonna move the fluids around in between your eyes, in between your ears, and help you with your balance problems, with your equilibrium here. And head, neck in line with the spine, chin is off my chest. So right here, this is my stance. Now I'm gonna go with my shoulders. I'm gonna take them up, and I'm gonna roll them back, and I'm gonna take them down. So right now, what I'm trying to do is open up my chest as I exhale. So the shoulders come up towards the ears and back. And again, you can always bend and straighten those knees, especially if you're cold, your lower body is cold. It's almost like a little dance here. Now I'm going to go one arm at a time, and I'm going to bring my elbow back. It's a little bigger range of motion for my shoulder. And see how my hands are nice and light. So there's nothing locked. My wrists are not locked. My elbows are going back. And then I'm going to add a little rotation. Rotate, and I'm going to bring that elbow up a little bit higher. And I'm really getting big range of motion in those arms. If anything hurts and you can't go this far, this is fine. Just go as far as your body will allow, okay? We're all different. We've all had different jobs. We've all had different injuries. And if your injury doesn't allow this, don't do it. Just go to your point of tension, but make sure you're doing something. Even if this doesn't bother you, but if it bothers you to go up here, just stay here. That's all you need to do. I'm going to take them both to the front now. Inhale, shoulder blades open up. I'm really contracting that chest. I'm taking it up. My shoulder blades are back. See my back not working? I'm going to show you what not to do. I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm trying to avoid doing that, but I want to keep those shoulder blades open. And I'm going to go one more time. Inhale and out. Good job. Give yourself a break anytime. Again, grab a drink if you need. I'm going to push up the sky, and I'm going to start working into my waistline. So what I'm going to do is push up. And this is called, it's a Tai Chi move, pushing up the sky. Notice the elbows stay slightly bent. Knees are slightly bent. And every time I come up, I'm able to bring myself over a little more. It's giving me more range of motion here in the side of my body, all the way down into my hip. And breathing, and I'm bending at that waist. Remember to breathe, so important. Feet are flat on the floor. If you're having a hard time, especially doing this with your balance, you might need to widen your stance. That's absolutely fine. Okay, remember your tripod. Those feet are tripods, so those underneath the baby toe, the big toe, and the heel stuck to the floor. And again, sometimes you need your tripod a little wider for balance. I'm going to hold up the sky. I'm going to exhale to my right. Deep breath in. Exhale to your left. And inhale and exhale. And again, so go whichever way you want. So nothing is wrong here. If you're going left when I'm going right, that's absolutely fine. Or when I say right and you're going left, that's whatever you need to do. You're doing both sides, you're breathing. We're warming up. Notice I'm gaining more range of motion. I'm able to come down a little bit more every time I come down. And I'm just gonna hold it to my right, your right here for a second. Make sure you get a nice deep breath. And exhale, let's take it up, over, and I'm gonna hold it here. And I'm gonna breathe in, and I'm gonna exhale, and I'm gonna do a backstroke back. And I'm able to bring my feet back in. If you need to keep them wide, that's absolutely fine. If you need to lean on something, that's fine too. And then I'm gonna hold it right down there. So now I did my waist. I open up the chest and the back and the shoulders and the neck. Let's get right into those hips. And energy flows around your hips. It goes around and around here, this way and that way. And let's keep those hips open, strong. Okay, so this hip joint here is kind of like a bowl. So this is actually holding you up. Think about your body in a bowl. And this is your bowl going around and round. I'm gonna go around the other way. And your energy flows both ways here. Your energy actually comes up through your feet and up your body, and then it goes around your hips one way and it goes around the other way, depending on which way we're moving. And we move our hips in all directions, so that's what we're gonna do right now before we start our routine. I'm gonna stay right here, and I'm gonna bring my hands up overhead. You don't have to if your arms are tired. I'm gonna take my hips to the right, left, my hands to the right. As I take it down, my hips are going over here, and I'm gonna lift straight up. My hips are centered. My hips are to the right, my hands to the left. And if you notice, if you see my back not moving, my back not moving at all. So this is a great way to move something over. So I'm gonna move something over using my lower body, basically. So I'm gonna feel that in the glutes, in the hamstring, and of course the hips. Okay, this is what a lot of people do. They do this and they do that, and that's all back work. Slow yourself down a little bit. I'm gonna go one more time. And now I'm just gonna fly like a bird. So that was my hamstring and my glutes. Now I'm gonna work into my big quadricep muscles, which I'm going to sit down and stand up. So you can always practice this by sitting and standing. And just make sure that chair doesn't come away from you. That is why I'm on a yoga mat, because this floor is slippery, so this chair is not going anywhere. It's stuck to that mat. So again, sitting and standing. You're gonna feel these big quadriceps. You should feel nothing in your back or your knees, nothing. You're feeling these great big quadriceps and maybe squeezing the glutes on the way up. Your knees might be getting warmer, but there should be nothing hurting at all. Make sure you breathe. Now I'm going to hold those knees slightly bent. I'm going to roll them around. So you don't have to be turning like I'm turning. I'm just trying to show you different ways, you know, because sometimes you can't really tell what I'm doing when I'm just standing here. So I like to move around. You don't have to. You can just stand in place. And again, anytime if you need to hold on to something, have something close to you. And I'm going to roll them around the other way. And trying to avoid taking your knees way past those toes. That's going to put too much pressure on those kneecaps. And now I'm going to take them out and in. And this, you will feel it right out here if you put your hand there. And the inner thigh. Outer thigh. Back is straight. Zip it up. Going the other way. So I'm taking in, wide, up, and down. So again, if you need to hold on to something, absolutely fine. And then I'm just going to take it right up and I'm going to roll into my ankles. So if you can pick it up and roll, that's fine. You want to keep it on the floor. Roll it. Remember to breathe. Feel how good that feels. A nice roll of that ankle. And let's go around the other way. Try to do this. If you want, you can roll your wrists at the same time, but try to do this a couple times a day. This feels really, really good. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to bring it right over to the opposite foot. I'm going to roll, especially when it's cold out. Those joints that close to the floor, they get really cold. So let's roll, roll. Then you're going to feel your body warming up. Let's go around the other way. If you don't need to hold on, that's great. But if you do, please do. But try to remember, try to keep your hips and your shoulders even, okay? Those are planes in your body. I'm going to relax those feet. Now I'm going to spread out my toes. So my hips are here. So when I stand sideways, you're not seeing one hip here and one hip here, or one shoulder like this. Try to keep them even. That's going to help you with your balance. I'm wiggling my toes. And some people just automatically wiggle their fingers. That's okay if you need to do that. I'm going to try to spread my toes out. And a lot of times, automatically, your fingers spread. Now I'm going to do some chi walking. So that means just put the weight into one leg, empty this leg, weight into this leg, and empty this one without moving your hips. And I'm going to start moving my hands. In and out, open and close. Try to spread them long. Get that arthritis right out of there. So keeping them warm is going to help you with arthritis problems. I'm going to close, not too tight, but I'm going to roll my wrists. And I'm still doing a little walk. I'm going to go the other way, so now I'm going to slow down my walk. And then I'm going to turn. And then I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to move those fingers, and you feel how much easier it is to move your fingers after you've rolled your wrists. Okay? We opened up meridians here in the wrists. We opened up meridians in our ankles, so you might feel some energy going up your legs. And now we're going to try to work some muscle. Now everything should feel so good. You should feel the fluids flowing in your body, the synovial fluids, the lymphatic fluid. All your lymph nodes do not have pumps. So we've just got those pumps going. So we got the lymphatic fluid flowing in our body for our protection, for our immune system, strengthening that right up. Take some nice deep breaths into the belly and out. Relax your body. And just stand in mountain pose. And notice back is in a natural curve, so I'm not standing here. You don't want to stick your chest out here, okay? It's not good for you. Keep your shoulders right underneath those ears. And relax. Take some deep breaths. And out. Try to breathe out as much as you can. Inhale. And exhale. And let's begin with our downward facing dog. So if you want, you can watch me first. If you haven't done this, a big inhale. Exhale, I'm going to fold. So that means I'm bending here at the hips. I'm placing the hands on the chair. If you'd like to get to the floor, the hands will go right to the floor. If you're on the chair, I'm going to walk my feet back. My tailbone is going to go right up to the ceiling as my ears go right in between the arms. So it's like I have a box and I'm folding that box. So my ears go in between my arms. My glutes went right up. So I'm not arching here. Make sure there's no arch. Feel nothing in your back. Stick your butt out. I want to get those heels to the floor to get a nice stretch in the calves. I'm going to walk the dog if you can't get your heels to the floor. Again, buttocks is up. I'm feeling the hamstrings right there. And I'm feeling that lower back. Get a really good stretch. Pushing my palms into the chair. I'm feeling this up into the tricep area, right here, the back of the arm, and all the way down the lats, the side of the back. Thinking of my head being pulled into the chair, lengthening that spine. So get some good breaths into the whole back of your body, all posterior stretching. And now I'm going to take a deep breath in, and I'm going to exhale as I come up on my toes. Hinge myself forward, so you're just hinging forward till your shoulders are directly over your wrists. If you have a problem with your wrists or your arms, come down on your forearm. It's not cheating, it's called a lower lever. If you need to stand, stay here. That's absolutely fine. If you can, I'm gonna lift this leg. Lift a leg. If you can, lift an arm. Finding your balance. All right, this is great for your abdominal muscle right here. If you're lifting the leg, you're gonna feel this glute. If you're lifting the arm, you're gonna feel the latissimus dorsi on that side. You're still breathing. I'm gonna take it down and I'm gonna change. And again, this is an option. You can just hold your plank. It's called a plank pose. You can just hold this plank, and this again is gonna work into that core. And if you want, you can take those hands down now. And I'm gonna Chaturanga, so I'm gonna go into an upward facing dog. So I'm gonna drop myself down, push my belly button into the chair or the floor. Place your quads on the floor. If you're on the floor, look up, inhale, and exhale into down dog. So it's just a reverse bend. That's all we did. Ears between the arms, tailbone to the ceiling. You're breathing. Now I'm going into a warrior one pose. So my left toes are coming in between, to 25 degrees towards my midsection, sorry. Right foot came in between my chair leg or right in between your arms if you're on the floor, knee and toe facing forward. If you need your chair, take it with you and take yourself right up, standing up. This is all it is. So again, feet are wide, so I'm not gonna fall forward or back, might side to side, so that's why I have the chair beside me so I can hold on. But keep the weight distributed, both feet. Smile. My hips and shoulders are facing towards right over your right leg, and I'm gonna bring my hands up. And this is warrior one pose. If anything's uncomfortable, you need to adjust yourself, move your foot, whatever you need to do. Don't let your knee torque. So that's why my foot isn't all the way over here, because I'll feel that in my knee. Keep that wherever you need to. Keep the weight distributed, both feet. So I'm not, again, forward or back. Straight, shoulders, hips. Breathe. So hold these poses as long as you want. If you want to keep staying with this pose, I'm going to go into a warrior three pose, which some people might need a chair, but it's up here. Again, a hinge forward, so I'm bending here at the hips, keeping my back straight. I'm going to lift this leg right up, and I'm going to bring my hands out. Sometimes some people call these a Superman. This knee is soft. All my weight is inside that right leg. Left leg is up, really working that glute. Hands are out. If you need, you got your chair. Hold on. Or if you want to try your practice here. Okay, so just try your practices. Try it here, and then try it here, and then try it here, and then try to lift that leg, or lift that leg and try to lift those arms, whatever. Practice whatever you need. I'm going to slowly bring it back, toe ball heel, lifting back into warrior one. Back is nice and straight. Breathing into the belly, deep breath in. I'm going into warrior two now. So shoulders come forward, hands come down, chin going over my right shoulder. Notice the chin. I'm not up here. Top of my head should be right up to the ceiling, right here. Shoulders are not forward, nice and back. Relax, sink into this. Sink right into those feet, right into your foundation. Keep all your joints soft and just breathe. And again, hold your poses as long as you can. The longer you hold a yoga pose, the harder it is. The more you're gonna feel like you really, really, really worked. So now I'm going to take this into a triangle pose. Now if you have problems with, again, dizziness, I'm gonna hold my head right up over my heart and I'm gonna look up at my hand. But if you can bring that head underneath your heart and still be able to breathe, take it right down there. Take it to your point of tension. It's actually a side bend. We call it triangle because I'm making a triangle in my legs. I'm making a triangle here and a triangle from my fingertips to my foot here. And I'm looking up. And again, if you feel dizzy, get your head right up. Again, it's just a shorter lever, so it's not a lot of levers working here. Long. Hold on to your chair if you need. I'm going to slowly exhale my way all the way up. Push into that leg right there. Toes and knees now are forward. I'm going to do an inverted triangle. So now I'm just going to rotate my whole core. So my shoulders came over, my core turned a little bit. I'm going to take myself down and hold on to the toes and look up at the ceiling. Turn that head just as far as you can. Don't let anything hurt. And again, if you feel dizzy, hold on to the leg, onto your chair, and breathe. Try to look up. If you can't look up, that's fine. Do what you can, but the more you move that head, the more you're going to keep all that oxygen flowing in there, those liquids that need to help keep this engine running up here. I'm going to drop that hand down and I'm going right into ragdoll. So now what I'm going to do is just relax my body. So just like I folded myself right in half again, I'm going to stand sideways. You don't have to. I'm going to hold on to my arms so I don't have to touch the floor. If you can't come down that far, that's fine. But try not to arch your back up here. Try to get your butts out and just hang. And this is great for the back of the legs, for the lower back. And again, if you feel dizzy, head is right up here. Holding on to my quads, I'm going to cat arch my way up. I'm going to exhale. Head always comes up last here because that's going to keep that blood flow nice and slow up into the head. Right here. And now I'm going to take a deep breath in and I'm going into a chair pose. So if you need to, bring your feet out a little wider, take yourself right down. Or again, you can sit down and try to just stand up a little bit and just hold yourself here for as long as you can. Otherwise, just sit. And this is for your quadriceps, of course. Right there, you don't want to feel nothing bothering you in the knee or the back. Taking it down. And your hands can be wherever. You can hold on to something. If you have a cane or something in front of you, whatever, the wall beside you, hold on. Again, so if you can, come up on your toes and give those calves a nice little workout. So this is for this muscle here, coming on my toes, on my other toe. I'm going to alternate while I'm down here, working the quad at the same time. I'm going to put those heels on the floor. Inhale, exhaling my way all the way up, squeezing those glutes. Deep breath in, reach up. And exhale down. Now you might need the back of your chair because I'm going to do some balance poses. Here we go. First balance pose, you're on your right foot or your dominant foot. So we're all different. So on the right foot, I'm taking my left foot here in front. If you can stand like this without holding on, first step. If you can lift, even just a little. If you need to hold on and you want to lift holding on and try to let go. And that chair should be right beside you so you're not reaching. Try to let go, that's fine. Or if you can just stand and breathe. And just think about all the weight right there inside that right leg. Your foot is attached to the floor with that tripod, so it's stuck. It's not going anywhere. If you have a weak ankle, it might be hard. It's hard to balance with weak ankles. You might want to just put your foot down here and eventually pick it up and lower. It's great exercise for that. Or if you want, lift up and try to let go. I'm going to try this into a tree pose. So I'm going to just bring my foot inside of my quadricep or up. And I'm going to bring that knee out. I'm going to pick my hands up. Now for helping you with balance, keeping your shoulders and your hips even, keeping that foot on the floor, finding something with your eyes. With your eyes, I mean, not looking down here like you're gonna look at the floor because I'm gonna lose my oxygen. Keeping the oxygen flowing freely, I'm gonna look down with my eyes and just hold. And then I'm gonna go right into a dancer pose, which is grabbing that foot if you can. Okay, don't get discouraged if you can't do this at first, that's okay. But this right here, pulling that heel right into that glute is gonna stretch that quad. If you can't do this, I'm gonna show you the modification. So if you can't do that, just standing, I took my toe back. I gotta tuck my tailbone right under, so I'm gonna get my shoulders directly over my hip, and I'm gonna kneel down, like I'm kneeling down at church. This knee right over that ankle, or I'm kneeling down to grab something off the floor, but I am getting a nice stretch in that hip flexor muscle, great stretch. Especially now that we're confined a little bit more, we're sitting a little bit more. This hip works hard sitting. Stand up, sit down, works hard walking. Works at, just think, again, that bowl, that whole hip bowl works for you all the time. It holds us up, does just about a lot of things. And then I'm just gonna bring it up and give myself a bicycle. So that was a long time we held that pose right there. So you can feel nice and warm in your body. Half the body is warmed up. I'm just gonna stand in mountain pose and just think about how your body feels. Feel your body. Probably the right side or the side that you worked feels like a little bit maybe shorter, but a little bit stronger. Feels like really, really tough. You're feeling all kinds of energy flowing through there. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. And I'm going to bring my chair to the other side. If you have it right in front of you, that's fine, so you don't have to move your chair. We're just going to move feet. So this time it's going to be my left side. So whichever you want, just stand in your mountain, connect your feet to the floor, bring your head right up to the sky. Keep the chin off your chest, head, neck in line with the spine, chin off your chest, out. Ears right over those shoulders. So that means my shoulders aren't here and my shoulders aren't way back here, okay? So try to keep them right down. And again, I teach Tai Chi also, so in Tai Chi we call this commencing form. So it's like they get into the ring and they're ready to fight. They're not standing like this because if something hits them, they're gonna fall down. So you need to relax, connect to the floor, let the energy flow, keep everything loose. And again, nice deep breath in through your nose. You can bring your hands up, you don't have to. And out. And let's go with our downward facing dog again on the side. Deep breath in, reach up, folding, palms on the chair, or on the floor. If you're on the floor, everything is the same. Okay, you just modify. So I'm going to drop my ears to my shoulder, right in between my arms, my tailbone up to the ceiling. Posterior stretching from the triceps. I'm pushing my palm into that chair. I'm really feeling a nice stretch, so you don't see anything flabbing here right now because it's all nice and tight. Feeling that right down the side of my back. Tailbone up to the ceiling, feeling my lower back. Head being pulled into the chair and trying to resist by pushing my tailbone way out back, feeling my spine lengthen. And with that tailbone up, I'm feeling the hamstring. Walk your dog or keep those heels onto the floor. I'm feeling the calves. All right, and stretch. If you're feeling anything right in here in your Achilles area, bring your feet in a little bit. Okay, that's a big muscle right there, big strong muscle. You don't want it to tear. You don't want anything to happen to that. So make sure you're not feeling it. I'm going to come on my toes, hinging forward into my plank pose. Okay, we did this all on the other side, so we don't have to hold them as long. If you want that challenge, you can lift a leg or an arm, or you can lift the other. Or another thing you can do is bend your knees and straighten. Bend and straighten while you're here. And you're going to feel that way down in that lower belly, just bending and straightening. So if you're on the floor, try to tap the floor and lift, or just bend and straighten. Or lift an arm, lift a leg, whatever you need to do. But make sure you're breathing, so important. And I'm gonna hold it here and I'm gonna Chaturanga. Belly button goes into the chair or the floor. And inhale, exhale, downward dog. Walk your dog if you need to. Warrior one on the left side or the other side. Foot coming in between the chair leg, knee right over that ankle. Lift yourself up. Back is straight, head, neck in line with the spine. Lift that torso right up there. Get those hips right over that left. And remember, move that leg wherever you need to. You don't want to feel anything that hurts, anything that is bothering you at all. Nothing should bother you. Everything is fluid. Should be nice and easy. Feeling the fluids flowing through your body. Again, I'm not leaning forward or back. Feet are distributed evenly on the floor. I'm going to take this right into my warrior three. So we did this on the other side. If you need to hold on, fine. If you don't, take it right down. All my weight is inside of that left leg now, or your other leg. I'm going to lift this one up using this glute muscle here. My back is straight, head and neck in line with the spine. Hands up, feeling this down the back of my latissimus dorsi there. Again, if you have weak ankles, it's hard to balance. So if you've had ankle problems in the past, hold this for a little while or just hold it like this and just don't let it hurt. But you want to try to strengthen that ankle so we can keep them for a long, long time. I'm going to take it right down, toe ball heel, lift yourself up and breathing. And now I'm going to turn this into a warrior two. So my hips and shoulders now come forward without my legs moving. My hands come down, my chin going over the left shoulder. Shoulders are not moving anywhere. They stayed right in place. My hands came up and they came down. Chin going right over, so I'm not looking up here or I'm not looking down here. Top of my head to the ceiling. Chin is off my chest. Right there. I am feeling a little pull in that inner thigh as I turn myself right here. I feel that inner thigh getting a nice stretch there. Weight distributed evenly. Breathe. When you close your eyes, you tend to lose your balance a little bit easier, so try to keep your eyes open. And I'm going to triangle this, and again, side bend, whatever you want to call it. If you feel dizzy, head stays up over the heart. You can hold on to your leg if you have the balance, hold on to your chair if you need to, or anything, whatever's around you, a wall. I'm going to take it down a little bit lower, bigger range of motion, making triangles out of my body here, just like the other side. There, and here, or back here, wherever you can reach. Try to look up at the ceiling. If you feel dizzy, get that head right up over the heart. Not fast, go nice and slow. You need a drink, pick yourself up and go walk over, grab a drink, and just watch if you need to. Slowly bringing this up. Toes are forward, inverted triangle. I'm taking myself right down and bringing my hand right up. And I'm gonna look up at the ceiling. And then I'm going to ragdoll. I went the wrong way. And just breathe. So I've just folded myself in half, and this is great. If you've been working outside or shoveling, of course, we're just gonna let yourself hang here. Try to get your tailbone up to get a nice stretch in that hamstring, because that hamstring works hard. Walking all day, sitting, standing, whatever we do, bending. Hamstrings work hard. Upper back, I'm just going to drop my shoulder blades right down to the floor, getting a nice stretch there. And with that tailbone to the ceiling, getting a nice stretch in that lower back also. Cat arch your way up, hold on to those quads, and exhale as you come up. And again, deep breath in, reach up. And feet are wherever you need them to be, remember, and exhale. I'm gonna hold on to my chair so I can do my balance poses. Oops, I didn't do my squats, sorry. I gotta do my chair pose, so I'm gonna take myself right down, I'm sorry. So you're sitting right down. Took myself up and sat myself down. Look at my knees, do not come forward. Stay off those toes. Get your buttocks right back again, like you're going to sit in that chair. The chair is right there. My hands are here, wherever you need your hands. Breathe. See the shoulders right underneath my ears. Knees right over my ankles. Buttocks is right back. Back is straight, not arching here. Nice and straight. So if you can't come down that low, that's absolutely fine. This is fine. Takes time, takes practice. Now inhale, exhale your way all the way up. Now your deep breath in. Now I'm going into my balance poses. Rooster standing on your left foot. So again, if you can take this foot here, and this is an exercise they make you do at the doctor's office when they challenge you, checking for your balance. They have you take that foot here. But you can show them one better. Lift it up. Even if you need to hold on for a little while, let go if you can. Or again, toe on the floor, let go. And if you can, eventually you'll be able to stand with that foot right off the floor. And breathe. For just as long as you can. So if you need to take it down, give yourself a little march or a little bicycle march or do whatever, that's fine. I'm going to take this into a tree. So you're either going to bring it on the inside of your calf muscle. I'm going to push that foot right in, and I'm going to bring that knee right out, opening up that inner thigh. Or if you can bring it right up, pushing that on my thigh, and I'm going to bring myself up. And remember, stare at something not moving. Keep your shoulders and your hips even, top of the head to the ceiling, and breathe. And then I'm going to take this right down. And I'm going to go right into a dancer pose. So again, dancer pose looks like this. Boom. You know how to do that. If you don't, I will show you again, but I'm going to show you the modified version on this side first. So as I'm here, I just brought my shoulders directly over my hips. I pulled my hips right in, so I'm feeling this muscle right here. Taking it down to feel that quadricep. Knee directly over, and if you can, hands up, hands here or here. Okay, if you've got the dancer pose, take yourself right down. I'm going to push my hand into my foot into my hand, getting a nice stretch there in that quadricep. Back might arch just a little bit, just make sure it doesn't hurt, that's all. Shh, totally normal, but you don't want anything to hurt. Nice quadricep stretch. So either modified on the floor, that's fine, or right here, if you want to challenge your balance, challenge your strength, taking it down. And we get our bicycle. I'm going to move my fingers around a little bit, giving myself a little bicycle marches, toes on the floor, heels are up, or chi walk, and relax your body. And then I'm going to take a deep breath in, and I'm just going to stand. So if you need to keep moving, remember, please keep moving. So now we have a lot of energy in our body. Doing those balance poses really took a lot of energy because we had it on one side, but both sides were working. Okay, well, one side was working a little harder, so one side was totally full, and the other side was totally empty. So empty here, except for when I pushed that foot in, or when I pushed my foot into my hand, but this leg, one leg had to work a little bit more. So we got all kinds of energy. You should feel good energy in your body right now. Take some nice deep breaths in and out. And you can always bring those hands up overhead and down, and some people don't like to keep doing that, so that's absolutely fine. I'm just gonna walk around, and I'm gonna grab a drink, and I'm going to grab my chair, And again, it's on my mat so that it's not going to move. If you need a drink, grab it. I'm going to have just a sip. And then I'm going to have a seat. So my knees are directly over my ankles. Sits bones are stuck to the chair. Sitting straight up, shoulders directly over my hips. Head, neck aligned with my spine, chin off my chest. Again, my toes are nice and loose. Those tripods are stuck to the floor. So I'm collecting energy and feeling energy coming up from the earth, from the floor. So if you're outside barefoot, that's why we have that little arch in our foot here. We get all kinds of energy up through this foot here. Feel it. You might feel it start to get warm. Keep your shoulders back. Now, if you need to put a pillow behind you, that's absolutely fine. So again, anything, modify any way you need to. Don't let anything hurt. Just make sure you're taking care of your body. Don't do just because your neighbor or your aunt or uncle or somebody else does it this way. It doesn't mean you have to. We're all different. All right, I'm going to start out with a seated spinal twist. So I'm going to take that right leg. Without lifting my sits bones, I'm going to cross it over. Now, if you can't do that, cross the ankles. Absolutely fine. I'm going to take left arm, your left arm, take it around my right leg. I'm going to take my right arm around, and I'm going to turn. Ooh, spinal twist feels so good. And I'm going to roll my wrist and my ankle. So we're actually rolling joints here. Roll your joints. And I'm going to turn my shoulders over just a little bit more. I'm going to go the other way with those joints and breathe. And then I'm going to relax those joints. I'm going to exhale myself forward. Now I'm going to do what's called a cradle pose. So if you can't do this, it's absolutely fine. This is a hard one, but it is so good for your hip, the outer hip, sciatic if you have back problems. Right here, all I did was put my calf muscle on top of my ankle, there I go, okay, ankle on top of my quad. I'm going to take the fatty part of the knee, so you don't want to push your kneecap right off. I'm going to push that down. I'm going to inhale. And as I exhale, I'm just going to bring myself forward just till you feel that. I'll show you on the side. Just like this. So I'm not rolling back, so it doesn't matter if you can get your head way down here. It's all about the lengthening right in here. This is where you're feeling it. So again, you might only be able to come here. This muscle works. This is your hip, your bowl again. So this works all the time, all day. So that muscle gets shorter, overworked. Give it a stretch. Give it some good breaths. And slowly roll up. And I'm going to take those stretches to the other side. So left leg crossing over without lifting your sits bones. Right arm around the left leg, left arm on the back of the chair, rolling your joints. So it's the same thing, it's just a spinal twist, but going the other side. So I like to roll them about 8 times. One direction. And then I'm going to go around the other way. Try to look over a little bit further, just like you are sitting in your car and there's something in back of you, you want to see what it is. And I'm going to relax and I'm going to exhale and slowly bring it forward, and hopefully it's not blue lights. And now I'm going to cradle. So again, you can skip this part if you want, but it's so good if you can try it. And even if you're on the floor, do the same thing right here, or you can lay down on your back and just grab that leg and hug it in. It's called a cradle pose, so it looks like I'm holding on to a baby, a puppy, anything, your iguana, whatever you have for an animal. But I am feeling it right in here, and it's for this muscle right here. So remember that you want to feel these muscles. If you're feeling it somewhere else, something might be wrong, okay? If I go like this, I'm going to feel it right up here in my back. So I'm going to take it here. And again, you might not be able to come down as low as me. I'm a little more flexible, I hope. But if you are more flexible, then you can take it down. Just see how good it feels. Don't let it hurt. Just make it Just feel it, and eventually it will get longer and longer, and it will feel so good. Tucking the chin in, exhale. Going into a little bit of ab rocking. Feet are out. And I'm gonna sit back. And again, if you need a pillow, that's absolutely fine. I'm gonna sit back so my shoulder blades are touching. Back is not touching anything. Back is not moving. Front is not moving. Touching here. Lifting up. Lifting down. Legs are not going anywhere. They can be flexed. They can be pointed. They can be touching the floor. They can be off the floor. It's hard, but I'm going to hold it here and go right into a boat. So my shoulders now are close to the back of my chair, but they're not touching. My sits bones are stuck. Back is straight. Core is nice and tight. Shoulders are under my ears. I'm going to switch. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to rotate my palms. Now my back is touching the chair. Now my back goes into a nice natural curve. So my stomach kind of went out. This is a natural curve. This is where you feel so good right here. Knees are in a natural curve, slightly bent. Back's in a natural curve. Neck came back just a little bit, feeling a natural curve in the neck. Palms are facing forward just to keep those shoulders right underneath my ears. And I'm breathing. And you can stay here for as long as you want. But I'm going to try to give myself a little back stretch because we're not done with the day yet. If you were ready for bed, you would probably want to end right there and just breathe. But since we're not done, I'm not done with the day left. But again, if you are and you want to just stay there, just breathe. But I'm going to take some deep breaths and give myself a nice big stretch as I look up at the ceiling. Arching my back here, sticking my belly forward and down. And this is basically a cow arch. We did the cat arch on our way up from one of our poses and down. So you're a cow. You can say moo, breathe, and down. And I'm going to leave my back just where it is. I'm going to take my hands up. I'm going to bring them close together, not touching. Breathing. Stick your feet to the floor. Top of the head, feel like it's being lifted to the ceiling. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Everything in your body is nice and relaxed. Feeling fluids flowing. We've got the lymphatic fluid pumping, so our immune system is that much stronger. So anything we can do for that immune system, the more you move, the more you're going to keep that immune system going. You're going to keep that lymphatic fluid flowing in your body. Once you stop, the lymphatic fluid, lymphatic nodes don't have pumps. So that lymphatic fluid just sits there until you start moving. And that's why it's called feel good moving. Deep breath in. And out. And namaste. And thank you. Thank you all, and hope to see you again soon.